Good evening and welcome to episode 31 of Red True Diaries. And my cats are making their presences known. And I'm too tired to get up and lock them up while I film so that they don't disturb me. Because I am just getting home about a half an hour ago from a 14-hour day. Not working the entire time, but just being out and about. On the go. Hey, it'd be nice. And I'm tired. I'm beat. It was all good stuff, and I'm really happy to have done it all. I'm very happy, but my gosh, I wish I had at some point put my feet up a little longer than I did. Though I did meditate. I'm really happy about that. And maybe I've taken a nap. Oh, that would have been so nice. Only had about 4 hours of sleep each night for the past few nights, but tonight that will change. So that's where I am in the state I'm in at the moment. That's why I'm just sitting on my couch. The cats are out. Cats out of the bag. Yeah, and I'm just delirious. And do have some sneezing going on. I think allergies. I don't know. Alright, come on. Let's get from behind me. So, anyway, and I was thinking about different things I wanted to talk about tonight, but there still isn't anything specific that I care to focus on. There's not even a poem that I have in mind to read for tonight. The things that are on my mind these days, some I'd rather not share, at least not at this point in time, and others, such as the St. John's Festival, I think they call, or the day honoring St. John the Baptist. Tomorrow is St. John's Eve, and then St. John's either birthday or the festival day is on Tuesday. And I'll get into that story and all that it represents tomorrow, especially pertaining to the area of Philadelphia and the United States and the first mystics that came here from, I believe, originally Transylvania, Johann Kelpius. There's not a whole lot of information about him that you could find, but I did stumble upon this a few years ago and find it quite fascinating. However, like I said, I'm going to get into those details in the next couple of days and how they relate to living a more orgasmic life, but also tapping into senses that are not as well known to your average person. So, I will talk a little bit now about Rudolf Steiner, because he just came to mind in terms of cultivating our super sensible abilities. And I keep being reminded of, in different ways, of the power of meditation. And even though it's something so simple, the practice of it is extremely profound in terms of the effects that it has. So even though our mind wants to dissect it and know certain things more rationally and linearly, it's really good to still just give things a go without being able to understand on a mental level all that it can do and all the effects that it has. And that's what I think of when I think of meditation. Today, for the practice that I'm working on, it's not the fourfold breath, it's something else, and for different reasons. It asked a book that I'm following for this specific practice using meditation says to start out with only 5 minutes a day. So I didn't bother to set my alarm on my phone or anything. I just decided to sit. I have a decent gauge of time even when not fully paying attention. And I think I've mentioned this, that it's interesting that those first couple of minutes can be hard. I'd say the first, like, second or third, kind of like I've heard people say with running. But then you find your stride, you find your breath, and by the time I knew 5 minutes was up, I really wanted to stay longer and just sit and listen and observe and be present. And it was incredible what I found, happening and experiencing, and it made me fall in love with meditation all over again. And also the art of cultivating our super sensible abilities, our senses beyond the average 5 senses. And again, I credit Rudolf Steiner for introducing me and opening my mind to things that I'd only barely, if at all, imagined. Some things I definitely never imagined that I've read about in relation to his work. So a book that I'm referring to, and not the one that I'm using for practice currently, but one that is incredible, is called How to Know Higher Worlds, again by Rudolf Steiner. He's very methodical, and he's dead now, but he was a leader of what's called the Anthroposophical movement. And anthroposophy literally means the wisdom of the human being. And that's what I like to learn and tap into, and that's what meditation and self-reflection and self-love and living a more orgasmic life helps me to learn. I know it's different for everybody. Fortunately, and for me, my orgasms and the whole art of orgasming, from stimulation to orgasming to, say, coming down from that high on through just being, it reminds me of the breath, fourfold, like the 4 parts of the breath. The breathing, then that point where you stop, and then exhaling, and again that point where you stop. It's all part and parcel, and it's so much is a microcosm of the macrocosm, and much has been revealed to me throughout the process that helps me with everyday happenings. I find yoga to be very similar. We do different poses and postures, but the point of yoga, and one of the things I find, say, doing the different asanas or poses, is that when you find yourself in difficult positions in life, you learn how to be more present and breathe through it and hopefully deal with it better. But the ultimate goal of yoga, and even the asanas, is all about meditation. It's just incredible. The older I get and the more that I read and the more I experience and learn, how much I find meditation to be so simple yet so powerful. It reminds me of that saying, if you want to hide something where no one can find it, where would you put it? I've heard it said, inside ourselves, because hardly anyone ever looks there. So, food, sorry, my nose is running. I do need to go ahead and get a tissue. So anyway, food for thought, and for the soul, body, mind, and spirit. Oh, all right. Let me go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you for watching and listening. I love you. Good night.